And it begins. We are browning up the venison roast. We got them seasoned. Got that going in a skillet, and over here we got chicken broth and beef broth heating up. So these, when they're done getting browned, are gonna go in there, and then we're gonna cook a bunch of our onion and a bunch of mushrooms with the tomato sauce, tomato paste, and tomato chunks over here in the frying pan, and that'll go over in with the roast. So the whole point of this first step is to create a crust on the outside of the roast to seal the juices inside. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to put those over here in the broth, and turn that down to low. So this, we're doing this on my my Camp Chef. Probably most of you guys got a Camp Chef. Got my Cabela's Dutch oven, but you don't need Cabela's Dutch oven. This is a 14-inch. It's a big old frying pan I got for Christmas a year or two ago. Just make them, reasonably small. Yeah, there you go. My son's chopping up the onions for the next piece. We're going to fill that frying pan full of onions and mushrooms and render those down, and then we'll put in all the tomato sauce stuff.
See if it does it. It's like going or moving around again. Really weird.
So now my son's cutting up 3 cloves of garlic. That's going to be the next thing that goes into the frying pan. So Dakota's putting in the onions. We just put 1 onion in here. And now we're going to put in the mushrooms. Can you put those mushrooms in there too? We got this recipe off of YouTube, so we're not like, big time chefs. We've never even done this one before. But the guy on YouTube said this is a mushroom heavy recipe. So
1 or 2?
Both of them. There we go. It's about what his look like on YouTube, about the same amount of mushrooms. And then we got the roast going over here in the old Dutch oven. So because normally with a Dutch oven you cook with charcoal, so you have like most Dutch oven recipes will tell you how many briquettes of charcoal to put on the top and the bottom, and most recipes are 350 degrees. But because we're using a Camp Chef, periodically we're going to have to turn that roast in there so it cooks evenly on both sides. Dakota's mad knife skills.
Stop! Don't put that in the video. That's stupid.
Hey, so if you see our kitchen, it looks like trash. It's because it's being renovated all summer long, and now it's November and it's still being renovated. Okay, bro, let's put those in. No. So we got the garlic in there, 3 cloves. Smells good. All these mushrooms just smell delicious. And onions, of course. Mushrooms and onions. So we're going to put the tomato stuff in. We got a can of tomato paste, a can of diced tomato chunks, and a can of tomato sauce. That's probably enough tomato paste. Yum yum. Yummy yummy. Probably need a spoon. These. So next up, we need a little bit of vinegar. Apple cider vinegar. So we're going to, in the spirit of the fall harvest, we're going to have some apple cider with this. And we're going to eat it on a bed of mashed potatoes. So we're going to cut up the roast and eat it on a bed of mashed potatoes. Doesn't that look looking awesome? Yummy! So we're putting in some salt and pepper just to season up that sauce. And now we got to take the roast out and flip it and then spoon some sauce in there. Okay, so we got to move these guys temporarily out of the way and try to not knock them under the ground. And then let's move this over closer so I can spoon in this wonderful sauce. So that, of course, is a mixture of chicken broth and beef broth. Can you kind of so flip that? I want it to just be smothered in that wonderful mushroom tomato sauce. So like I said, we're going to serve this on a bed of mashed potatoes sliced up. And then you'll have to turn it a couple times. Okay guys, I'm cooking up the Uso Buco Venison Roast. I'll post up a video from the beginning of cooking it up, but that's what it looks like. It is smelling delicious. Well, it's finally done. We're going to cook up some mashed potatoes now. It's so light you can't really see it, but so here's you got two roasts in there. So we're going to cook up some mashed potatoes now, kind of slice this up and eat it over the mashed potatoes. So that's how we're going to Well, there, guys, it's done, and we're digging in. We got mashed potatoes, and then we got the roast on top of that, and then the mushroom sauce poured over top. So, and I tried some of the meat, and it's delicious. We soaked it in Coke overnight, and certainly you can tell that it's venison. It tastes like good venison. It doesn't taste gamey or anything, and it is delicious.